Welcome to week number 14 of Meat Sweats and Menopause. I'm Joe Gleason, the Midwestern man, and with me is my co-host and beautiful partner, Kirsty the Brit Chick. Welcome to week 14.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Hello. Yeah, week 14.
Let us know who's here right now. Just type in the comments if you can, just so we know who's in the room right now. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, who's here? Jump in. We got we actually did a little prep today and thought of some ideas.
Did we?
of a little bit. I mean, a little bit. Yeah. Hey, Brad, how's it going, man? You're committed to the bit, bro. You're out and about, and you're yeah, very good. Hey, Sardo Sue, hello.
Hey Sue, how you doing?
Tigers, Pistons. Yeah, that's a busy thing. I was watching the Cubs game before I jumped on here. So, what's up, Darla? So yeah, the Cubs are winning too. So here we go. But yeah, we actually did a little bit of prep today. A little bit.
30 seconds.
Well, I spent like 5 minutes prepping before I sent you the idea of some ideas, right? So
you feel good because you sent me a text saying, "Hey, I've got an idea." So that's our
yeah, like an hour ago. Okay. The whole idea of the show is that we like the spontaneity. We like to have it be authentic and just sort of comment driven, but we do like to bring a little something to kind of, what the beak of the conversation, if you will. And so today we thought about, since we aren't a Gen X specific show, but shots, there we go. Let's do it. We're not a Gen X show, but we come from a perspective of Gen X. And so we always like to kind of add our 2 cents on things. And so we talked about things so the topic I want to at least get started with here are things that we were taught when we were kids that as now we've gotten into adulthood that just haven't necessarily been true or are not as advertised. We were sold a bit of goods, right? So what do you got? You said you had some good ones that you couldn't even tell me but it's almost like building it up too much, right? Like it's going to be funny.
Yeah, what do you say? Like, I'm not going to tell you all the whole point of this is that we're improvising, right?
Are we?
Well, that's the whole point, is that we're just like reacting off each other. So I'm not going to tell you everything.
So let's start with a silly one, like the food pyramid, right? When we were kids, and this was like a big part of of like school. Like we were taught this stuff at school. You had to memorize it. You had to say like, what are the food groups? The 4 basic food groups. And when you're kids, you believe this stuff because you're just, why wouldn't you? And as it turns out, like, I don't know why MGD and Miller Lights aren't at the very base of the food pyramid.
They are on yours.
Yeah, I like my IPAs. Brad's doing shots, so
we need a beer pyramid. That's probably where you're at right
there. You go. You put IPAs at the top, and then you got your middle tier, which I would put as like imports, and then and then have your I don't even know how you'd structure it. I'm gonna have to think about this. Next week's Meat Sweats and Menopause, the beer drink pyramid, right?
Pyramid, yeah.
So yeah, 3 meals a day, right? Mm-hmm. So like a couple months ago, we did a 72-hour water fast. And in our research leading up to it, what we found out is that like really the whole way that we've evolved is not to eat 3 meals a day. Like they want us fat for the aliens, right? So
we can't run away.
Right, exactly. I grew up on a farm. You fatten the pigs up, then you sell them. That's what we are. We're being fattened up, right?
It's that movie, WALL-E, it's coming true, right? That was what
I have to go.
Do you remember watching that?
I think I saw it like maybe when it first came out in the early 2000s, but I'd have to go revisit that one.
I remember thinking at the time, like, I couldn't see it. I saw it. I thought, this is so weird. Like, why would this ever happen to us? It was like all these people were on like wheels and stuff, and they were like really fat, and nobody worked. They just ate, and it was just basically what's happened.
Have you been to Walmart? Look at all the people that are in like the motorized like shopping carts that have like the compression socks to hold their gout together and all that stuff. So it's becoming real for sure. Yeah. Robert, I've done a beer pyramid at Tailgaters. I got a plaque to prove it. That's pretty impressive. That's like, I think that whole deal was like, you could join the club of like, I think they had like 50 beers or something. and you had to like you got like a ticket punched every time you had whatever beer, So it's everything
Oh,
from
this is like
exotic
over
beers,
time.
yeah. And so
It's not like
then,
all vodka.
right, compression socks are underrated. Yeah, man. Hey, I have to maybe go take. I have to go take a. I've never worn any, so I have to go. I have to go try this. And welcome to the show, Vince. Welcome, Brendan. Hello, hello.
Oh
Wally,
yes.
Walmart. Wow, see, there is a
Right?
correlation. Yeah.
Wow, yeah. Didn't think about that.
Yeah. So
Well,
for anyone who may be just joining, what we're kind of kicking the conversation off with are things that we were taught when we were kids, or things that we were told that as we've gotten to adulthood, we've now come to realize that it's just not true, or it's not as advertised. And so, um, I mean, look at the whole thing of don't talk to strangers. Look at all the online conversations and everything. Like, don't talk to strangers. Don't get in a car with someone that you don't know, like Uber. I mean, people do it all the time now. Yeah.
I want to know about quicksand because I lived in fear my whole life as a kid, worrying about quicksand and like knowing what to do, knowing that you pull out with a rope, that you don't struggle. And I've never found any. But apparently, this was everywhere. It was in all the movies in quicksand. You had to be really, really concerned about this. It was a life threatening force. So, where is it? Where's the quicksand?
Well, I think that's more of the Amazonian people's concern than it is for any of us here in North America.
Mm. You don't remember Wonder Woman rescuing people from quicksand with her
remember
lasso?
the
You
Everyone
don't
did.
remember Lee Majors
I was
falling
going
in
to say the Fall
quicksand as the
Guy.
6 million?
Yeah.
Like it was everywhere.
Or not the
It was
Fall Guy, the $6 million man.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
same
terrified
guy.
of quicksand. I was like, literally, I'd like go fishing with my dad, and I'd just be worried that I was going to fall into quicksand. So, but I
Exactly.
don't
So
even know what that
this is a little bit of a conspiracy theory. So eating lead paint. So
means.
for those of you who are a little conspiracy theory minded, the whole idea of lead paint was really never about the lead in the paint. It was about blocking EMFs and radio signals and stuff like that. So
Mm.
both of these correlate. Whether it's good things like Wi-Fi and cell phones, or whether it's other things like maybe the government's broadcasting ideas into people's minds.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
exactly. Right. Vince, I was taught that a leather belt was a good teacher. That was just recently, wasn't it?
Yeah. Don't what you guys do in your private time is none of our business.
Found and gagged.
Right. The Gimp from Pulp Fiction.
Don't bring
What
your
is
smut on here, Vince.
Mary Jane is bad for you. Yeah, right. Marijuana, like it was
Right.
illegal. The whole Nancy Reagan generation here in the U.S. of just say no. Pot is and marijuana is the gateway drug to all these awful things, and yeah, isn't that funny? Like I was just telling a story about this with Jillian earlier today.
Oh yeah.
About how like when I was her age, like pot was illegal, and that like the kids that did it were sort of like the kids that were like the troublemakers, the ones that were destined for a life of going to jail or whatever, because it was like that was just not it was like, at least where I grew up, it was looked down on, and it's like no big deal at all now. It's kind of interesting how that's all evolved.
Yeah, for sure. Did your parents ever tell you about if you were driving in the car, and if as a kid, if you switched the internal light on, that you'd get arrested and go to jail? Because that was a big deal. You never had that
No,
one?
but we drove on the right side of the road. You guys drove on the left side of the road, so maybe that's got something to do with it. I don't know.
It was funny because I told my kids the same thing growing up, because the kids would always want to switch that little light on. And obviously it's just annoying because it's a glare in the car. But yeah, I think maybe it's an English thing. I bet Brendan, you might remember this. That whole light on in the car thing, you could be arrested. Oh no, like Darla's got it too. Yes to the car light. Yeah, see?
Really?
Yeah, it was a thing.
If you turn the light on, you're going to get arrested. I don't remember that one.
Right. There you go. My parents will tell me if I turn the dome light on, the cops pull over. I think they just wanted to go to. Okay, so it's not just me. You looked at me like I was crazy when I said that. So
I haven't heard that one. You guys got to go on car rides with your parents?
no, I was forced to go out and look at houses and drive around country lanes. I was so bored. I hated my life. So why can't you just leave me alone? Leave me at home. But no, I had to sit in the back of the car and go wherever my mum fancied going to go and look at stuff that I wasn't interested in.
Were you allowed to go in the grocery store when your mom went shopping if you were in the car with her? Because we always had to wait out in the car. I was like, you're not going in there.
Imagine going shopping with you and Tad, like running around everywhere. It'd be a nightmare.
I mean, I'm not saying I blame her. I'm just saying, like, you just get left in the car. You're like, what's taking so damn long?
That's probably where she could like, get some peace.
Exactly. Yeah, it's
That's what
quiet
I do
time.
now. Joe, just stay in the car.
Right, crack the window for you. Meanwhile, if you saw a dog trapped in a car, you'd break the window. But for me, you're like, just sit tight, you know.
That's what you do to me. If you're running in somewhere, you're like, I'm not leaving the air conditioning. I'm not going to sit here and die. Like,
well, come in then. What do you got?
I'm sit
leaving
in
the car. Just,
oh my god!
You shouldn't have come to begin with. You should stay home.
Oh my god!
What are we missing over here? Yeah. So it's so the other thing is, and this is going to be kind of a repulsive one for you, given some of the other stories you've shared about school and childhood, but this whole thing about milk being healthy for you, and how if you got to have that for strong bones. It turns out that is a myth. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that was disgusting. Just absolutely vile.
I think we have the most logical reason. This is why you can't turn the interior light on, so the cops don't see the beers. All right, so everyone out there whose parents or maybe older siblings or whatever, uncles, whoever, like aunts, uncles, whoever, maybe teachers, who amongst you whose older generation that was driving you took road sodies, took some beers. It sounds like Darla. It sounds like Darla's family.
That was never a thing in England ever. That was never.
No, taking road sodies?
Absolutely not.
Oh my gosh!
Never.
I think the statute of limitations has passed. Plus, my grandpa's passed away, so I won't get anyone in trouble with this. But my family had it was my great grandparents had a cottage on a lake just outside of Madison, Wisconsin, and it was about an hour and a half north of where I grew up. So we would go up to the lake for the weekend, and then later my aunt and uncle bought it, and my cousin lived there. So whenever we'd go up there, my grandpa drove. A, nobody was wearing seatbelts, and B, my grandpa always had a couple of road sodies. I mean, he wasn't getting hammered or anything, but yeah, he always had beers. And so, I mean,
was there a law against drinking and driving then, or maybe?
Yeah, but it was probably like Mexico, where it's like we don't say it's legal, but we don't exactly discourage it either, I don't remember it being like that. Stuff got to be more serious as we got like older and into high school and college and stuff, I think so. Because it was like MAD. There was an organization called MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Yeah.
And they really pushed. And this is not a bad thing. People shouldn't be out drinking and driving, but getting drunk and driving, having a beer. I mean, come on, you're road tripping. Maybe you're in the middle of the panhandle of Texas. Jane, talking to you. My sister, so my dad had passed away a few years ago, and we're in the middle of nowhere, Texas. There's like nothing around, and I had a cooler in the back of my SUV, and I was laying down in the back seat. I had blacked out windows, my old Tahoe.
You weren't driving, just say.
I was not driving. You and my sister Jane was driving, and you were shotgun. I was just taking a little nap, and I had a beer in the back seat, and you'd have thought that I was asking her to bury a body or something. We just have a philosophical difference on that. Badminton, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not driving, it's fine. Like, I don't have an issue with it, but it's just a weird, like Brendan. I just don't. I'm asking Brendan because he's the only other Brit here, so I feel like totally outnumbered. Like, there's a lot of cultural differences. Like, it's just one of those things that you just I never thought to do that. I mean, as a passenger, you would drink in the car if people are driving. But I wouldn't have a road sody as a just a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess as there's more, but think about the money grab part of it too. I mean, DUIs are big business, so and it generates a lot of revenue for the municipalities, for the attorneys. I mean, there's a lot of hands in those pockets. So I'm not saying people should be driving around drunk. I'm not advocating for that.
No.
Yeah,
it just wasn't ever a thing. But then road tripping wasn't really a thing in England either because it's so small.
Yeah, right.
Like,
yeah, you take the double-decker bus.
You drive 4 hours and you're in Germany.
Right, exactly. So this is actually another funny thing. So Darla's talking about conversion vans.
Right.
I'm not sure if do you guys have those in England? You know what a conversion van is?
Is that like a
it's like the 70s Love Shack vans,
yes,
they like had like carpet on the walls and they had like, the lights and
a caravanette, I think we would.
And the very back row seat would like fold down into this bed. You could like take they had tables and captain's chairs you could swivel around. And I think they got to bring back the conversion van. Those were some pretty badass vehicles. So
yeah, I'd like one of those.
But that sounds great. Like playing euchre and having a few road studies as you road trip up north. I mean, there's no harm in that.
Yeah. Yeah, like an RV but the size of a minivan. Yeah, no, I'd love one of those. Like, I think we call those things like caravanettes.
Caravanette?
Yeah, like a caravan.
Like Carol Burnett?
No.
So you might have had an odd Sherry. You don't even know Sherry. How do you know she's odd? Wordplay. Brad. What's the word? I'm gonna remember this. Hang on. Yeah, I remember Darla telling a story many moons ago. I can't remember if it was her brothers or her cousins or somebody. And the term that they use for doing more in the van than euchre would. I remember what it is. I shouldn't say it. I think. Anyway, this has gotten derailed early. Normally, we save this for the last 10 minutes of the show. Yes. I remember too, Darla. We'll save that for the after hours. It's a term of humans connecting. Anyway, so. What else we got over here? We colored them. Yep, there you go. All these good things. So what other we have? What other oddities and misguided truths were we taught? The wheels are off.
Yeah. Well, if I didn't behave, I was told I was going to be put in a home. I think we've talked about that before. An orphanage. That's what I believed. So I just kept misbehaving, hoping that someone would come and take me away.
I think I got told I was going to be shipped off to like military school a couple times, but I was normally the good twin. No, I was more the. I talked back more than my brother did. I was more the like smart ass one, but yeah, orphanage.
Oliver Twist. Yeah.
The radio silence. Yeah. There's two people here. Jump in anytime, Kirsty.
Hey, I've learned not to interrupt, so I just sit and wait while you.
Yeah. Well, this is a equal opportunity podcast.
Is it really? Yeah. Can I have that in writing?
Jump in.
Oliver Twist. The equivalent being Annie here, I think. Right? You remember the movie Annie?
It's a Hard Knock Life.
There you go.
I was in the musical Annie in high school.
Yes, me too.
I played a member of the cabinet. I also was because they go to see the president. And I was part of the, and then I was a bum, and then I was part of the housekeeping staff. I was an extra in that particular musical. I had a lot of roles.
I see. I was Miss Hannigan, the drunk, bitchy orphanage keeper.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I had to learn how to do an American accent and be drunk when I was about 12. So that was fun.
Well, look, see how did that prepared you for later in life? See,
apparently it was just like all there. It was, what's that word? when it's foreshadowing. There we go. That's what
there you go. Yeah.
my life here.
What do we think about the media and believing everything that they say? That's a big thing from things we were taught when we were kids.
Oh
like
yeah,
you
National
believed.
Enquirer, The Sun,
You believe
News of
that?
the World. Oh, I believed all of it. It was brilliant. It was so interesting. Why would you read a boring newspaper when you could read the National Enquirer when you went shopping? It was awesome. I used to believe all that stuff. That's what got me into conspiracy theories. I just never wanted to believe the truth.
Yeah,
I wanted to
exactly.
believe that people were aliens and so on. So
Now all the people who believe in aliens are getting abducted. All these scientists,
right?
David Wilcock,
Apparently.
and everyone, they're being. Well, is that next week's episode?
We don't. Well, maybe by next week we'll know for sure if he actually was, because there's a lot of controversy over that right now, isn't there?
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, good on that one. Men in Black, exactly. Well, in the movie Men in Black, that I think it was the first one or was it the second one where they're like that's where they get their tips was from the National Enquirer of like who was an alien. I thought that was kind of funny. I think Elvis or something in the movie was like, oh yeah, he's one of the aliens. You know?
Honestly, all of it is Darla's all excited about that. Look, let's discuss.
What do you know, Darla? Let's bring in some topics here.
I know that David Wilcock's forehead was getting bigger and bigger, and if you saw him on the clips of him, I sent it to you actually today, a clip of him on a live, it just doesn't even look like him at all. It's not even him. I know a few years ago when he got his teeth done, it was very weird, and I was like, who is that? That's not even him. He's been replaced. Right. And then it just got worse and worse and worse, and his forehead it was like one of those, what you would have as Saturday Night Live. I'm thinking of like Kenny Everett's show or something, where the head just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and see if anybody notices it. I was actually looking at a picture of him, and I was like measuring it with my fingers, and like his forehead is actually like bigger than his entire face. Like it's really crazy. So
yeah. And for those of you who may not know who David Wilcock is, he is he was on like Gaia for a while, that channel Gaia. He was on was he on the History Channel at all with the guy that
he was on Ancient Aliens?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he was an alien kind of like truther and a part of that kind of whole movement. Mm-hmm. He got a little weirder as he got a little more and more out there as he got older. But recently, I think it was like a couple days ago, he supposedly committed suicide. And when you parlay that with all of the scientists who are connected to this disclosure stuff that have been disappearing, it's just kind of an interesting phenomenon that's happening.
Yeah. And you just, the thing is, it's just, you just don't even know. Like, I think I just got to the point where I just don't believe anything anymore. I just like pull away, see it all from a big, it's like I'm 100 feet up and I'm just watching this all happen. It's like, oh, that's interesting. Like I used to believe stuff and get really into it and really research it. And now I'm just like, oh my God, it's like, this is just weird. Like the world is so weird. I'm just up here, just observing everything, like watching it all happen and pan out. And I can't get involved in any of it because I just know the minute I get looped and hooked into it, it's like, oh, there you go. It's got my attention. Now it's dragging me away from what I should be focusing on. So
sure,
that's kind of what happens to me, and it's just hard to take anything seriously anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you were there. It's a distraction. Like if there's an event, right? It's like if you're a conspiracy theorist and you have thoughts about what happened really on 9/11. Well, what happened on September 10th? They announced that like trillions of dollars were missing, and then the next day they have this awful event that took place. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's a distraction. Right. So, which who knows? Like, I personally think that there's more to the 9/11 narrative than what we've been told in the mainstream media, but that's just my personal belief. And the big reason is because Building 7. It's not the two big buildings, which there's enough weird stuff with that. It's the one that didn't even get hit by a plane, and there were other buildings closer to those two big buildings that didn't come down, and then all that stuff. So,
yeah, there's a ton, and if you think about it, like I feel like that whole era of what was going on is like feels like yesterday to me. It's like really close to home, but it's like our kids don't even know They weren't even around then. They don't even know can't even relate to it because they weren't even around. So what they're hearing about it now is a completely different story. So it's interesting.
Oh, for sure.
It turns out. My grandfather used to tell me if I eat the seeds from a watermelon, it will grow in my belly. I think that's
that explains your belly. Maybe it did, Robert.
I think I must have done too.
I don't even like watermelons, but that must be what's going on with me. That explains it.
Right?
Oh man, yeah, isn't that wild? Like if you all these wives' tales about like if you do things like,
oh, if you pull a face and the wind blows, you'll stay like that.
Yeah, and someone slaps you on the back is the one that I heard. Like if you're like making faces and someone slaps you on the back, your face will stay that way forever.
Oh, really? I haven't heard that one.
Or if the wind blows in your case, so
yeah,
just shows all the connectedness of the facts, right? So
it's just the same things, but just different words, isn't it? That's what makes me laugh. It's just funny.
But where do these things come from? It's just like the most interesting. Like, what's the origin story of someone slapping you on their back or the wind blowing if you're making a face? Like,
the wind will change and you'll stay like that. You remember that one? Are you still checking it, Brendan?
Yeah.
Are you still looking in the mirror?
Yeah. Make sure the wind doesn't blow. See, being from the Chicago area, that would have been a dangerous.
Right.
It would have been although. Yeah, exactly. So don't swallow the gum. Yes, it'll stay in your gut for 8 years, whatever it was, right? So
blow bubbles out your butthole.
Is that what they told you? Yeah.
Of course, it was very tempting. Yeah. But I'm trying to think what else we used to
well, I mean, it's even stuff like you have to go to college to be successful. The only way. Now,
right.
Do I think going to college is good? Yes. Do I think it's for everybody? Absolutely not. There are people that, I mean, Bill Gates didn't even graduate from college. So it's not the only indicator of success. And you get kids who are not prone for college that shouldn't be going to college. I mean, there's a whole group of people that college is not for. But just like for me, the military wasn't a path I went down. So that's a great path. And it's a great path and meant for some and not for others. And so I didn't go down that path or the trades.
What was interesting is that everyone's different, right? Like everyone's just skilled and talented in different areas. We have strengths and weaknesses in different areas, but it was the way that school would only celebrate like intellect. And so if you were really good at practical things, like I remember, and this you probably had the same thing, but at school we had like upper band and lower band. Lower band was literally if you were thick or stupid, and upper band was if you were intelligent and smart. Like that's literally how it was worded to us at school.
Sure.
So my best friend she was in the lower band and I was in the upper band, and so she was allowed to do all the subjects that I wanted to do. So she got to, there was when computers first started, because the school had a computer and it was so big, it had a computer room.
Computer?
Yeah, it was like
one computer,
the size of the room, and it had binary, and computer studies was learning about binary, doing ones and zeros and having to learn how to program a computer. So she got to do that and I didn't. She got to do drama and art, which are all the things that I love doing. And I had to do like languages and sciences, and I hated it. So it was so brutal. But, you know, just believing that if you were in the lower band, that you'd have to go and do trades, that you weren't going to go to the university or college. You had to go be in a trade as if it was a bad thing. And if you were, you know, intelligent in the upper band, then you would go to university. And I just didn't do any of those things. And now it's all doing a big switch around. Like I feel like trades are becoming like the elite thing now. Everybody wants to do a trade because you can go to
AI will replace
YouTube
the rest of us. You know,
you just learn your shit on YouTube. Why would you go spend $100,000 on university?
That's it, right?
And go learn what you want to learn.
That is an interesting, like with the financial commitment that people now have to go to college. Like obviously there's scholarships and student aid and all that kind of stuff and grants and all those. But at the end of the day, it's still quite expensive to go to college. And so what's the ROI on that investment versus just going out into the military and learning, you learn a trade or get the GI Bill and have them pay for college, or going into the trades and being an apprentice and learning a skill that then can be built upon and expand from there. So like I think people, that's a more important thing now than ever, is to look at the business decision of going to college, because it isn't meant for everyone. And with AI and YouTube and all the technology that will support human intelligence, like college may not have the value 5 years from now than it did 5 years ago. And
Well,
and
everything's
so far.
moving so fast. If you think like the average degree is what, 3 or 4 years long. I mean, if you actually stuck on that course for 3 or 4 years long, well, it's already been rewritten 6 times with the way AI is going right now. If you think about it, like if you just
Yeah.
go and learn a subject, and it's just constantly being updated. It's so fast. So going to college and learning one syllabus and then just sticking to it, by the time you finish your degree, it's already outdated. So like it really is kind of becoming extinct if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, there'll always be for like doctors and stuff, but even doctors are going to be impacted by AI. They already have been. I know that
Oh, big
for
time.
little things, I may have gone to a doctor, years ago, a few years ago. Now I just look it up
Hmm.
and do. I mean, I'm not saying I would want to go perform surgery on myself, but like just day to day, like, oh, I've got a sniffle or I've got a weird rash or whatever. Like you can get AI to help you out with that stuff.
Oh, but I mean, that happened to me last night with Rolo and the vets. Like, I took her in for a test get her blood work done, and the vets closed. But then I got the blood work came through on my email late at night. Like they were shut, but I guess it was an automatic thing. Just came through with the results, and I was like, I don't even know what this means. So I put it into AI and I said, can you translate this into English? And because it was in Spanish, and then I was like, and then give me an analysis, tell me what this means, blah blah blah. And it was just like, you need to get your dog in now. It's an emergency. Like all these things. I was like, oh my God. And I started to freak out. And so because I couldn't get hold of anybody, I just was doing a deep dive in AI, saying like, tell me what this means. Like, what do I do? Like, what's important? How do I, in the meantime, before I can see a vet? It just gave me this whole explanation, rundown of everything. Like I put in like what she weighed, what her meds were, what her symptoms were, what's been happening. And by the morning, I was just like, I don't even need to go. I already kind of know what
Right.
I'm doing. It just
Yeah.
made so much sense. And obviously you need
Yeah.
your discernment about it. But,
Sure.
and I was right. So I did finally see the vet this afternoon. He's like, you've done all the right things. Like, how did you? I just went on AI.
I am I am pulling from the ether of information, otherwise known as the internet. Yeah.
Right.
Now, this is a good point here, Robert. The government has their hands in everything now too, licenses and credentials, and having the letters after your name or the letters before your name.
Right.
It's them. And then, Brad, to your point, it also includes all of the legalities with the attorneys and lawyers and in the insurance companies. And so it's become very regulatory, which there is good to have regulation, but there is such a thing as overregulation too. And somewhere in the middle is where the equilibrium should be. But I think you could argue that some of the stuff has gotten overregulated to a point where it's detrimental and not helpful. But
Well, yeah, because to keep your license, what is it? You just keep paying the money. I mean, I know that those licenses will give you the referrals, which is how you keep your business going. But like, you just have to keep paying for that license. But they're not checking that you actually know your stuff and you're updating it. I mean, this.
So it depends on your license. I mean, I have continuing ed in my industry,
Right.
and I have, but it's mostly fee driven. So during COVID, I scaled back. I got rid of my office and started work from home and was doing more hands-on stuff with the kids. And so I wasn't going into the office. And so I let go of one of my securities licenses, and I didn't all of a sudden forget everything that I had known for 10 years of having that license. But just because of COVID and all of my life change, and so now I don't have that license, but it doesn't make me less like if I just would have paid that, $500 a year fee, then I would still just have that license without anything like drastic in terms of, like oversight, just continuing ed stuff. So someone who learns how to do plumbing, if you don't maintain a plumbing license, it doesn't mean you don't know how to be a plumber, It's like,
well, exactly.
Once you know what you're doing, and to Robert's point, like it used to be like, people would learn this stuff in school. Like we had, I had woodworking class. I had a metal shop, and I wasn't great at it, but I at least had the opportunity to go learn that. We had an engines class. We had an auto shop in our school, and all the different things that kids could go experience before they went out into the world, which I think is what schools should be. In between parents and school, you should have. I mean, I had home ec and foods classes and all kinds of stuff, and the kids today don't have any of that. At least where my kids went to school, didn't have all that. So
my kids did in Canada, so I don't know. Again, if it's different, is Rollo okay?
Yeah.
Yes, she is, Susan. Thanks for asking. She yeah, as good as can be right now. She's barking at me. She wants to eat. She's
for 14. She does well for a 14-year-old dog. Yeah. So
yeah, she's doing okay. But thank you. It was a long
reputation
day.
or title. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Brad, but yeah, it can be. Yeah, I mean, it's. I think both. It depends on your industry and what you're looking to do. But yeah, it's.
But again, I think discernment. Like it's what really frustrates. I've always been against this, and I don't know why. It just doesn't sit well with me. Like for a really good example of this was back in England, the career that I had then. I was like a training and development consultant in various senior roles. I had a ton of experience for 12 years working with these big companies, taking them from really small and expanding them into really big, conglomerate international companies and so on. And I had a lot of experience. I was really good at my job. And I only ever stayed in each job for probably max 5 years, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I kept getting headhunted because people would see that what I was doing in the company and then they'd pull me in, take me somewhere else. So I had a really good career and I had a lot of experience. And then I came to Canada and I couldn't get a job. I could not get hired anywhere because they just were like, Calgary was weird like that anyway. It's like, you have to know somebody or, if you don't have a reputation. But it was like, well, you haven't worked in Calgary and you don't have a degree. And I'm like, so just doing a degree from 15 years ago is going to mean more to you. If I did a degree in another country, it could have been an art degree. It could have been absolutely anything that had absolutely nothing to do with the job that I had all of this 12 years of experience in. But you're not going to look at me based on that, of this
a degree from 15.
That I have.
Yeah. So basically you're saying that they would have thought higher of a degree from 15 years earlier versus 15 years of hands-on practical excuse where you kept sort of going up the ladder, right?
And it's nuts. And they're like, why don't you go back to school and go get the qualification, go get the degree here? I'm like, why would I spend like 80 grand and 4 years to get a degree in what I already have 12 years of experience in? There's nothing a degree is going to teach me.
I could teach the teachers possibly, right? Like,
which is so funny because that's what I ended up doing.
Do you need to take a minute and feed the dog? Brad wants to know. What you have to understand is Rollo is always hungry. That dog is never full. I think she's got a tapeworm or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I've gone past the time limit. That's what it is. So we'll see. She's calmed down a little bit right now. Our day got messed up because of we were out doing the vet thing, and so all about timing. So she did actually eat like an hour ago, but she's messed up.
Like I said, she's always hungry. So
right.
But yeah, it's just it is interesting. There's kids that come out of school more credentialed in financial services than I am. But I've been in the industry for 28 years now, and while I'm not licensed in all the things and have all the letters after my name, I've worked with literally thousands of people dealing with their situations. And so, but it is a way to get your foot in the door. I wouldn't want to go to a doctor who isn't, like, oh, this is my first surgery now. Let me grab the scalpel, like I wouldn't, you need to have some line of showing your credentials or being able to, pass. But I think some of that has gotten so ridiculous that it maybe is.
I mean, I think nothing speaks for experience. I mean, you're going to go to a child expert who's never had a child or a marriage counselor who's never been married. I mean, that's what bothers me is like.
You mean like a Catholic priest? Oh,
stuff like that.
I'm going to offend all the Catholics now.
By the same token, I think that if you, again, just because you did your degree and you have all these years of experience doesn't mean that you shouldn't be up to date in all what's carrying on right now. Like you should be, constantly learning.
The way that information is, it's not a linear growth where it's like the information is exponentially growing. So so to your point, you could get your 4-year degree, and then it's already outdated by the time you even cross the get your diploma, because information is growing so fast. Which cool. I mean, I still think there's value in degrees in certain areas. I also think there's a lot of wasted things you can get a degree in, like just a complete waste. Like there's it's not even, but it's a big business, right? And it's so the times are changing, and I think with AI and with robotics, are you still laughing at Brad making you feed the dog?
No, she's getting louder. I'm going to pause. I'm going to mute my mic, and I'm just going to give her something just to stop this, because it's
there you go.
Okay.
So I'll just make my point.
Just talking. I'll carry on.
Apparently, I'm the only one that talks in this show anyway. So
then you'll be just fine.
I guess. Here we go. Kick in the comments, please. Yeah. So. Get her done. Yeah. See, this is happening in real time. See, it's not recorded, right? I do think with AI and with robots and all the things that are coming. I mean, it's even already happening in the car industry. You look at how a car was made 50 years ago, and it was a lot of manual labor. And with robotics, I mean, if you go to like a Tesla car manufacturing plant, there's almost no humans in there at all. It's almost entirely robotics. So, and Brad, you can speak more intelligently. You and Darla can speak. You guys live in the car manufacturing hotbed there. So, yeah, I just think that with robots and with AI, I think people are gonna be less and less involved with some of the nitty gritty stuff, and bring Rollo on. Hey, Kirsty, bring Rollo on the show. She probably would, Robert. She probably could. Yeah, so I tried to stay hopeful and optimistic about where all this is headed. I think the problem and the challenge is that it's happening so fast that for us all to process and to assimilate how fast things are changing, that will be where humans are going to have to really look at that, because it's not going to go like it did from your great grandparents to your grandparents to your parents to us to our kids. It's gonna just exponentially soar. So give me some content here, guys. What do you want to talk about? But yeah, I definitely think, and as you've seen, Brendan, with your AI music, I mean, one of the things that we talked about when we FaceTime last was how you don't see it as a threat per se, but more as a way to augment what you are doing as an analog or as a musician. The AI and all that is only going to improve what you're already doing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I don't really think they're allowed to take all their phones into the classes. I can't remember if my kids did or not, but yeah, I think it definitely would have been. And I think even for homework and stuff at home, but there's software that can tell whether you're copying and pasting. We had, and when I went to college, we had like old papers, like the frat guys had them from their previous, classes. And I actually bought a paper once when I was in college. Vince knows that story. So there was ways around it back in the analog days too, but it definitely would have been funny. Yeah, right. So yeah, having that fancy pants graphing calculator for trigonometry and stuff, and that math was never fun. I hated that stuff, but yeah, AI and technology, Brennan, you're exactly right. It just enhances, and I agree with that. It just enhances what we're already doing. I think there will always
speeds things up.
Yeah.
Like the amount of time I spend thinking to get something done could be like for hours or all day. And now I can just put it in and, just quickly jump into it and just take what I need and leave the rest.
So to that point, I mean, we were talking kind of what kicked this whole show off was things that we were taught when we were kids that just don't necessarily apply or aren't true. This whole idea of, you have to work 8, 10, 12 hours a day. Well, maybe with AI and robotics and some of these things that are on the forefront as we're bleeding into that. I mean, China's already making robots and stuff. So we probably are too. What if we only had to work 3 hours a day and we were able to get all of the like work done, and then you had more time for creative outlets? Like, let's say that you're someone who likes to. And well, Brennan's a great example. He works corporate world and then also plays music. So like if you had more time, like you could get all your corporate stuff done in 2 or 3 or 4 hours, and then also do your music, have more time for your music. I mean, that's one's who you are and the other is what you do, right? Well, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but if you had more time to do what you
Brendan's
enjoy,
been doing
right?
that, right? Because before, and I don't, if Brendan, if you want to come and talk about this, you can, or if you want to type in the comments. But yeah, so I mean, he's recording albums, but doing this with musicians all over the world. So you can connect online and do this and then use AI for certain parts of it to make it like much quicker and everything. And it doesn't mean that it's not the original. I thought, like, I do know some musicians who are just kind of like, oh, I hate this because now, the average person doesn't know the difference between real instruments and AI, but musicians do. So that's the downside, is that, if you spent your whole life learning to play an instrument, or sing or whatever it is that you do, and you have this craft that's been hundreds of thousands of hours of playing and practicing, and then all of a sudden someone can hit a button on a computer and turn it around, and and nobody else knows the difference, and they make a hit song. Yeah, that's frustrating. I mean, it's the same with me as a photographer. I mean, I was a photographer my whole life, and I realized around the time of, well, probably in the last few years, definitely when COVID happened. But I said to you, I said, I just feel like my job is going to be obsolete, because I used to do a lot of business photography and headshots and so on, which now I was just like, that was my thing. And I'm like, now you just stick your head in an AI thing and it'll do it for you. Like, why would you bother paying someone several $100, to come and do your headshots? So I get there's a human touch element to it and some people trust, but ultimately it's gone. Same as web designers, everything. Like, that job's done now. I mean, Dan's not here right now, but he showed me I could make a website in 5 minutes with AI. He literally just did it in front of me. I was like, oh my god! Like,
yeah. And what I'm saying, what I'm suggesting, or what I'm discussing, I guess is probably, and I'm not saying I have the right answer. I'm just having a discussion. It's a paradigm shift, even from what Sue's saying here, of like this whole notion of like, you've got to get 8 hours worth of work done. Well, what if that whole paradigm completely shifted? Because we will be able to get a lot more work done. And when these robots, I mean, by the time our kids are our age and by the time our grandkids are our age, robots will probably be doing all the yard work, all the dishes, all of the, laundry. There won't be a thing called, chores anymore, potentially. And so this is going to create time for us to go, maybe go do more of the creative stuff, maybe go do more of what you were meant to do instead of what you have to do to survive. We go from a more survival, and I'm not saying like, we're the same as 200 years ago where everything was all work and there was not really recreational time. Just thinking forward, like, how much impact is this going to have on our day-to-day life? Because there just won't need to be the manpower, like even typing. I got
but I mean, some people, like people who are, I don't know how to say this without offending anybody, for people that think about more than just what is, for people who are creative and think about the meaning of life and what if, and are creative and like to do things, that's an awesome idea. I love it, because yes, like, AI can save us time of what we have to do, and now we have all this time to really focus on what we want to do. We can spend more time with our kids, we can create stuff, we can design things to make life easier and more enjoyable and really go out there. But there's a lot of people that just don't like that. There's a lot of people that are very, very robotic and just like to follow them. They, like, without work, who would they be? Like, without like, they just, I don't know what would happen to them. Like, that's what's so weird. It's like there'd be a massive divide with this kind of lifestyle. People are either going to turn into like those, big fat dumplings on Wally that just sit and eat and that's what they do.
Right.
Or you're going to have these like, or you're going to have these like creatives who are just so happy because it's like, oh my god, we can create whatever we want, and it'll be, it's almost like the Renaissance will happen all over again. It'll like be
and that's really
returning.
I think that's what I'm contemplating, is that we don't fully understand what we don't understand yet, and therefore we don't know what the ramifications of it are, which could be things like, what if you didn't have to work 8 hours a day? Because people are so wrapped up into this, this Western mantra of like, you got to work hard, which I'm not saying you shouldn't work hard. I'm not saying it, but what if you didn't have to? What if you didn't have to, but what if you got to choose to? If you love your work and you want to work all day and your work still exists in the world 25, 50 years from now, great, go work. But if you'd rather sit on the beach and know all the stuff is happening behind the scenes, you get to just enjoy the waves coming in with a margarita, that's probably the direction I'm headed. Like I enjoy my work. I enjoy the people part of it more than anything. And so I think with like you used your example of being a photographer, and with Brendan as a musician, like there's always that human spark that there's that piece of it that's always human. The AI, I don't know that AI will fully ever replicate that. They can do the creative stuff and be silly, but that, like, what you were able to do with photography was make people be. You could take the exact same picture that an AI picture could take, but what you were able to do is make the person who was uncomfortable in that setting of getting their picture taken comfortable, and say, oh, if you just do this, or you had tips and tricks on how you get people to like really settle in. Well, how is AI going to do that? I mean,
right.
how do you get that human interaction?
It's the experience, right? And like you say, you know, that you don't care about things, you love experiences. And I think that was why I was good at what I did, because I was so into it that people would have an experience it wasn't just like anyone can take photos. Like might not be the best photographer in the world, and AI can just do it and take that away. But people that wanted to work with me wanted the experience. It was the same when I did hair, you know, same kind of thing, like because of the conversations we had, how they felt before, how they felt afterwards. Same with you with financial services. Like, yes, they can go online, they can click a button and have AI like do all of their, like figure out their retirement plan, but they want to be heard and understood, and they want to trust, and they want to be seen. And so for people that care about that kind of stuff, we can still do all of that, but I think it's in the minority, because it's really hard to sell a feeling like that for everybody to go, it'll cost me nothing to do it, you know, it costs me for free to do this with AI, and it will take 10 minutes, or I can spend, you know, a bunch of money and then have a human experience. And you just know that if money's no object for people, and they appreciate life and they understand all that, who's probably going to be the older generation, those people are probably still going to want to work with humans. But for the younger people, I'm not sure that's going to be there anymore, because they won't even born with that. They don't even know what it would have been like. Like, if you think about kids born now, they won't even know what it's like to have human.
Yeah, and the kids now are already like, right. Sorry. So yeah, the kids now are the ones that would rather order DoorDash and pay twice as much as to just go to the restaurant and pick it up, even as a takeout, right? Like, I've never done DoorDash, so I don't, but it's like, I know that it's easier for kids today they would rather have something delivered and set on the front patio and left with no human interaction than to have the pizza delivery, like a pizza delivery guy. I was always like, hey, you guys busy tonight? Hey, and I was like, my kids don't do the banter. And so maybe to your point, like we're the last of the Mohicans as Gen Xers. We were the last ones to have analog corded telephones. We're the last ones to live in a world without internet and without computers, really. And maybe it is just us. Who knows? It's and the boomers and the Xers, we're the last
Brad, you guys aren't AI. How do you know? My dog too.
Brad, I'm not AI. There's only one me. This is not digital, man. For better or for worse, it's all yeah. Or are we part of the Matrix? Are we all part of the? Maybe we are.
When you think about that, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I really like the kids now that are like, like my niece and nephew's age. They're like 5, that kind of age group. They just don't know life at all without cell phones and computers and iPads and AI and internet. Like, they have no idea. They don't even know what they don't know.
A world without Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's just like crazy to think, that you couldn't just that your information came from a book, from an encyclopedia that
was 10 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
they bought it 10 years ago from a door-to-door salesman. It was printed 10 years before that.
And you probably only had about 4 or 5 of the of the what do you call it, the books, like I only have letter B and C. I wasn't able to afford the entire alphabet.
You had to have the whole Britannica thing, and it was like
right.
You'd see a photo of a child in Africa, and like that's what you just imagined. That the whole I did for the longest time. I thought that's what Africa was like, a starving little Biafran child, and I thought that was the whole of Africa. I just believed that's what it was because I didn't know. I mean, now you just go online, you just click a webcam in Africa, and you watch whatever's in real time, So
and it can be everywhere from Egypt all the way down to South Africa, and and everything in between. And there's a lot of cultures and a lot of different environments and terrains and everything. So see, I learned that from Encyclopedia Britannica when I had to do my report on sharks. How did that correlate? I don't know.
Right. It's really kind of. Well, even now that I think I'm trying to think where I saw it. It was
Thanks for checking in, Brad. If you got to go, man. Hopefully your team's won tonight for you, buddy. Yeah.
It's like when you must have seen like videos and stuff, skits of when parents or people are just giving kids now, like 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds objects from our childhood, and they have no idea what it is. Like they were given the
that's hilarious.
dial, and they didn't know what to do with it, or they were shown like a I don't know,
like a cassette tape, or like put this tape in the case, and they're like, "How the hell do you do this?"
Like what is it? How does it play music? Like they had no idea. Like
these kids wouldn't know the correlation between a pencil and a cassette tape with a bunch of the tape pulled out of it. Like, why do you have the pencil? Well, we're gonna get this put back together. We're gonna Humpty Dumpty this shit right now.
With the sellotape as well. See you later.
Right? Exactly. That would be another fun show. Shit we had to do to get through as boomers and Xers to the kids today just take for granted because everything's digital. Like,
just even things like shoe repairs. Like you remember, like I mean, I don't think I've even seen one anymore. I don't even know if they exist. You take your shoes in to get them repaired. Like who does that anymore?
Yep. Yeah, we've become very throwaway. We don't really fix anything anymore, and nothing's made to last. Things are supposed to be. I mean, look at houses. Look at how they build houses now versus like the houses that are in England or in New England here that are like built all like brick and stone and like built to last. Like. Versus the houses they slap up now that are, I mean, especially here in Arizona, there's not as much insulation. They just slap them up. If these things are around in 100 years, I'll be shocked,
Right.
So
yeah, no, I know it's in Canada. I feel like they just made a cardboard, like they just go up so quickly, and then
these are two here. We don't have basements, so it's just the slab of concrete. They got some 2x4s. They put on some insulation, and then they got chicken wire, and they slap up what they call stucco, but isn't even real stucco. So it's very, very it's just lower quality. I mean, it's all just code and everything, but it's just they don't build them like they did, hundreds of years ago. But
well, I mean, everything is. Like it's so hard to find anything with I sound ancient already, but there's really solid craftsmanship furniture and things like that. You go and buy now. I mean, it's very hard that you're going to get a table that's going to last you for like 30 years or be like the whole family table. Like it's just everything just falls apart.
We have a very IKEA society, right? Where it's like you just throw a couple screws in it or staple it together. With the alphabet set of encyclopedias, they smelled so good. Like you must have been really, Darla.
I know the smell.
You guys were right now. The whole set.
I can literally smell that now.
Isn't that funny? Yeah. It's like, Brad, you know how handy I am. I would be in trouble if I had to make anything myself. This is why I have to be careful. I am not handy. I don't know how to make anything except for sourdough.
We have Robert.
Yeah. Brad's handy too. He's good at fixing things and yep. So he's much better. He's brilliant outside of just fixing things. I mean, so is Robert. But they're handy and I'm not. So, but I can make sourdough.
Yeah, and pizza.
Yeah, I make homemade pizza.
And burritos.
Yeah.
I really want one of those right now. I'm starving. I could really eat that.
I'm getting hungry too. Yeah, this has been interesting. I dig the idea of like kind of being that tweener of like old school and new school. Like it's an interesting place to be as a Gen Xer, just and for boomers, but we'll um and maybe some of the older millennials will be in this space of like remembering analog, but going into this whole digital world that's not just internet and Google. We're going into AI and robotics and things that are going to probably blow our mind. Like it, and this is just the stuff that they've shared with us. I mean, I think
Oh,
there's stuff that what we know of now is going to be like children's toys, and I think that's gonna we'll get that stuff sooner than what things the release rate of things is going to just
yeah.
exponentially increase. I think so.
Yeah, the speed of everything is just it's frightening to it almost for me like takes away the excitement of wanting to learn anything new, because I'm like, the minute I learn it there's something else there, and I'm like, this is just exhausting. Like, it never ends. It's just like this, can't we just be? That's why I'm out in Mexico right now, and it's like I'm just living such a simple life here. Like, everything is so simple, and so grounded, and everyone's just happy because no one's chasing and worrying. People are just doing life very simply, and they're
Plus, you're
just
right by the
passionate.
ocean.
Yeah, obviously.
You're on a
Just
ley
like
line too.
yeah, but it's I just love this simplicity. It doesn't need to be like a caveman and, some basic some great luxuries here, but I mean, it's just very calming to not have
Yeah.
to worry about everything escalating and getting crazier and crazier. And I do feel like that. That's one of the reasons I moved from England, because I lived and worked in London, and it was just like there was so many people, there was so much competition, that if you didn't do your job properly, you knew there was like 20 other people that were going to take your job and jump into it. So you always, like, everybody would overwork, everyone would come in super early, go home super late, because everyone was trying to notice. Service was good because people would, you'd return a call immediately, like you were really on ball with all of it, but it was just exhausting. You felt like you could just never stop. And so then when I left there and went to Canada, I swore I'd never wear a watch again. So I never have, because I was like, I don't want to think about
Oh,
time.
that's why. I knew that. No, that's cool, and it
Because
is.
oh,
Go ahead. No, go on.
no, I'm just saying, like, Canada was very different. Like, people were just so laid back at the time. It was just everybody would take really long lunch breaks and hang out, and everybody would have long weekends. And I remember just feeling like, what's wrong with everyone? Like, why is nobody like
So,
actually trying to do their job or call you back on time? It was a very hard adjustment.
and now you're in Mexico, and it's even a different pace,
Yeah.
right? And I'm not begrudging it. It's just a
No,
different
no,
pace. It's
totally. It's even
and
further
so
back.
this is the paradigm shift that you've gone through over the last 20, 30 years,
Mm,
going from London to Canada, spending some time here, and then Mexico.
mm,
It is what's happening to the rest of society much faster. We're going from that we gotta work 8 hours a day, we gotta do this, we gotta be
mm,
productive, to AI is going to come in, and there is a paradigm shift, and there will continue to be a massive paradigm shift, especially as the robots get up to speed, and there's more of that manual, like what I just would call chores, all that stuff.
mm.
Like they've got those. Have you seen those lawnmowers? I know we don't really have a lot of grass here in Arizona, but those lawnmowers that are all like GPS AI driven, there is no handles on them. It's like the carpet things, the Zumba things, or
Oh, yeah,
Roomba
yeah.
things,
Roomba, yeah, yeah.
but it's for your yard. And the lawnmower just cuts the grass. And
That's
it's like
awesome.
this is like a new thing. And you think about, like, one of my first jobs was cutting grass in the neighborhoods, like those kids don't have that opportunity anymore.
That
It's
when
just
you
all going
think
to be
about that, that's
replaced.
crazy. Yeah, and pool
Yeah.
cleaners too. They have the automatic pool cleaners that go around and do all of that stuff, right?
Sue, totally. I want a robot to clean my house. I'm done. I'm done doing laundry. I'm done doing dishes. I want all extra time to make sourdough. How's that sound?
Yeah, right.
No, but yeah,
Oh,
and it is. To me, this is about lifestyle and about
yeah.
what this frees up. It doesn't mean you're lazy. It doesn't mean that you're less of a contributor to society. You just get to contribute on your terms because you're not so worn out based on, oh, I worked, 10, 12 hours today, and all of my energy went into a corporate entity rather than fulfilling my personal joys and all that sort of thing. So that's
In,
all I'm. thinking
if
out
you're
loud about
someone
here.
that thinks for yourself, I think a lot of people won't know what to do. A lot of people can't be alone with their own thoughts. They wouldn't even know what to do. So that's why they clean like crazy, or it's why they go to the gym and work out like crazy, or it's why they go to work, because they just can't.
It's an
I,
escape.
I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna create a lot of problems for a lot of people that don't
Sure.
really like think for themselves and think outside of stuff. I think, and I don't know what the percentage is, but I actually do think that all of this stuff is going to really mess people up. I do.
I think for some, sure. Yeah. But I think that's why having these conversations now and thinking ahead to what that could look like, whether it's, to 50 people or 20 people or however many people watch this, like having the conversation now is good, because when it's not if, it's when. It's happening right now. Nothing's going to stop it. It's coming. So how are you going to, what's your life going to look like? For me, I look forward to it. And I mean, I know that there's dangers and scary shit too. Like it just, I mean, we can get into that in other shows because we're past 7, but it just, there concerns.
Basically, it's
Absolutely.
going to be a welfare society. It's going to be everybody. Right now, I don't know what the percentages of people on welfare, and I'm not criticizing anybody that's on welfare, but the problems that come with that are just going to increase exponentially, because even people who are like, even if you get old, you might have a great mindset and want to do all of these things, but like you physically can't move. So now you're just going to become, even what's the incentive for you to keep moving around? Like before you might want to clean your house and keep active, and now it's like, your family buys you a robot to help you out, and now you're just sitting there like a complete vegetable, because why wouldn't you?
See, I just think of it the other way. I think of it more of like, if I don't have to clean my house or even think about cleaning my house or set time forward, or it's like the garage is clean, the house is clean, things are organized, things are tidy. Then guess what? I'd go on hikes, I'd go on walks, I'd go explore, and I wouldn't be tired from the things that I'm tired from. I wouldn't be stressed from the things that create stress, because that stuff would be delegated. And I would focus my energy into hanging out with people I want to hang out with, go places I want to go, and I think of it that way. I think of it that way.
Yeah, I do too. I'm with you, but I'm just saying I don't think the majority of the world is like that.
So here's an interesting,
very small percentage, and I think it's going to cause a lot of problems.
And where I agree with you is that I see that in my business, because the people who have been they are defined by their work. When they shift from working to retirement, retirement is very much like this AI robot world that we've been, talking about. Retirement can be like that for a lot of people, where they go from like, they don't, and they just go like, I don't have the same.
Go work for HOA.
Go work
for HOA organization.
You're gonna be one.
Go around getting in people's business because they got.
We have a real burr under our saddle about HOA people here lately. Like it's just that's another episode.
We don't need to go into it.
I think it'd be hilarious. Let's just start ratting out all the. What are you doing? Taking pictures of the weed in my front yard? It's one weed. Anyway, it's a little after 7. Thanks everyone for joining in and being a part of the conversation and hanging out with us. I look forward to this every week, because when I have AI and when I have a robot, I'm going to spend more time talking to every one of you that are on this podcast. So thanks for joining, and look forward to next week. If you have any ideas or you want to join, obviously we've said it other times, but let us know. We'd love to have you on and expand, and enjoy your evenings, and look forward to next week. Do you have any parting comments?
Please like and share this on YouTube and also on Facebook if you're following us there. It really, really helps us get this out. We always forget to say it because we're not really trying to do it to become big and famous, but it would be cool to get more of our people coming through here. So
I'm already big because I ate a watermelon seed. A watermelon grew in my stomach. So. Anyway, thanks everyone.
Thank you. Take care. See you next week, next Wednesday.